All right, all right, all right. Hey, good morning, good people. It's your girl KB. You know what I do, and you know why I do it. It's Friday. It's 4:13 in the a.m. and it's January 23rd. Okay, somebody's going to say it, and I'm going to say it as well. I'm going to lean into it. How about that? Yeah, I'm gonna go all in on it. Hollywood, brace yourself. And I'm saying this because of I believe it's 16 Oscar nominations for the movie Sinners. I think it's 16. Uh, yeah, but Hollywood, brace yourself. Because as soon as somebody blinks away from Minnesota, we're going to go right back to woke Hollywood. Because a film that is highlighting the aspects of racism and I think the thought of making the people who, I won't say benefit from it, and both the antagonists and protagonists being vampiric is pure genius. It's beyond pure genius, and it's just like social issues, it's cultural issues, it's diversity issue. Everything about our society is highlighted in the movie Sinners, and a lot of people are going to miss all the parallels and how they fit into this. And I can say me speaking right now is vampiric in nature, um, because I am telling you about things that need to be addressed. And basically, the feed is feeding off of the issue. Let that sink in. Even watching the movie Sinners is vampiric in nature. I'm feeding off the feeding. And that's what we do. And then when we feel like the life is drained out of it, we leave it to rise again. That part. Check it out. They probably made it a paid streaming thing again because of the hype. I've watched the movie twice now, and I'll pay to watch it because I need to revisit the entire premise because there's so much. It's like watching the Kendrick Lamar halftime show. It's like, unless you know the history behind certain aspects and why certain things were used, you're going to miss out. Now, in the movie Sinners, there's an Asian population, there's an Irish population. Yeah. Think about those two cultural aspects and the commonality with the African American culture. Yet we remain divided. The movie is excellent. The movie is thought provoking, and believe it or not, the movie is entertaining. That's why I've watched it twice. Once for the entertainment factor and the hype. Ryan, congratulations, bruh. The second time I watched it, it's because I did a little research on the historical content. You know, I knew how the other cultures came into play as far as a historic timeline, but I didn't have an in-depth knowledge. One of the things, if you're going to watch it, I suggest you watch it posing the question of how white people became white in this country. As I mentioned previously, my degree is in humanities with an emphasis on creative writing. And I read a lot of American Lit. And the teacher who taught the American Lit class leaned heavily into the historical impact and content of immigrants coming to America. I read a lot of, I believe the last name, I hope I'm pronouncing this right, Yezierska, Anna Yezierska. And then there was a book about Masonry and how that came into play in the historical context. It's Christ in Concrete. Then I read a lot also about the Irish and the Jewish influence on the gangster genre or gangster period in American history, and why it was necessary to have those groups of people. So again, watch this movie with the question in mind of how the cultures intersect and the commonality.